All right, Wednesday night on Peacock and Telemundo, Inter Miami going up against FC Cincinnati in the US Open Cup, 7 p.m. Eastern on Peacock and Telemundo. Now, Lionel Messi has obviously swept the United States. Always fun to have a look at his impact on ticket prices, which has been just completely insane. The average list price on the secondary market is up from $152 to $864 since Messi signed, an increase of just a meager 468% as of the middle of August. And now he goes up against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, the number one seed in the East, one of the best teams in MLS. And despite that, even being on the road, Miami are minus 145 to qualify out of this matchup. Drew, what do you think?
Yeah, those ticket prices are amazing. So if I want to see Messi in LA, I basically got to pay like Taylor Swift floor tickets prices to see Lionel Messi. I mean, it's been cool. It's appointment television. Inter Miami now is in the lexicon of every sports fan in the U.S. because he's putting on such a show. The buzz in the betting community is, what will they open this price for anytime score, because he's found his way onto the sheet for every game he's put on the jersey to this point. And it's, to a degree, it feels like what would happen if you let Pat Mahomes go back and play in the Big 12. Like, it's a different level of competition, the way that these MLS teams and really just North American teams in general, the defenses they're trotting out are just, they're not up to snuff to stop him. And he's getting good service from the midfield, and they've completely reshaped what the fair price would be for Inter Miami here. So minus 145 is probably starting to get close to the top of the market on this team, but considering what they're able to do from a scoring standpoint, since this Cincinnati's going to have to get 2 to 3 goals, I think, to qualify here. So I get why they're the favorites, but minus 145 for me is a no play. What about you?
Yeah, no play for me. It's not particularly fun, but I think the play has to be to fade Messi. I think what gets underrated in MLS and US Open Cup is that home field advantage is so vital in MLS because of traveling across 3 time zones, different surfaces teams are playing on. Home field advantage is bigger in MLS than any major soccer league in the world. And the market, it's an interesting market, and watching it update throughout the League's Cup, just everyone trying to get a handle on exactly what impact Messi was going to have on what, before his signing, had been effectively the worst team in the league. And then by the end of the League's Cup run, they're closing favorite away to Philadelphia, who are a top 2 team in MLS by market typically. And I know Philadelphia had injuries in that matchup, but Miami destroyed them 4-1. The only thing is that Miami, on XG, they have not been as impressive as their results. They really should have lost 4-2 to Dallas in the League's Cup. And then there was a weird own goal, and then Messi had the superhuman free kick to force penalties. They actually lost on XG. They got belted by Philadelphia, but destroyed them in the actual result, which is what counts. And so there is an element of this where Lionel Messi exceeds his XG because he's the greatest player of all time. And yeah, these curling shots from outside the box are pretty low expected goals, but that's what Lionel Messi does. So I think the market is trying to reconcile exactly how much of this is sustainable. I think the free kicks from outside the box, like, that has to be some element of luck, even though it is Messi, but he wasn't converting, 50% of the time in La Liga or in Ligue 1. So I think some of that will come down. But at the same time, he might just be playing a different sport. And he certainly looks like it going up against these defenses. They do seem overmatched. Also having Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba in helps as well. And they look the part. But I still do think there has been a little bit of an overcorrection, where I think this is one of the rare markets where public money is actually moving the price a little bit, because everyone's just betting on Inter Miami and everyone is betting on Messi anytime goal scorer. So I think you still have to fade Inter Miami, but I mean, if they keep rolling off these wins, I think at some point might have to just count your losses. But Cincinnati is the play for me.